Hey everybody, I wanted to share with you really quick three reasons why I think right now is an incredible time to be buying a home in Beacon Lake. And so, first off, number one is it's just a general reason of why I think it's a great time to buy right now. I know interest rates are high. That's the elephant in the room, right? Interest rates are super high looking at the last several years. Of course, historically, they're low, blah, blah, blah. But let's face it, we've gotten used to 3, 4, 5%, and now we're sitting in the sevens. And that's no bueno when we're looking at payments and what we can afford. And having seen prices creep up over the last couple of years with the higher rates, definitely frustrating. I met with some first time home buyers yesterday, and that's a struggle for them. They don't have equity built up. So don't want to downplay that, the struggle of the higher prices with the higher interest rates. But that said, I truly believe that there's a lot of buyers right now on the sideline, and so they're waiting for rates to drop before they jump in. So let's say this year you wait to buy in Beacon Lake, and then next year rates drop. And then you're like, okay, now it's time for me to go buy. Well, guess what? There's already low inventory, and there's going to be a whole bunch of other people looking to go buy as well. So what happens? You start seeing multiple offers and the prices start going up. So even right now, I know it looks like, maybe prices are on the decline some, and we've seen a little bit of a dip, but they're really kind of holding right now because inventory is so stinking low. So again, coming into next year, let's say we see 5%. You get excited, you jump into the market, you're going to buy your Beacon Lake home. Well, guess what? There's a whole bunch of other people waiting too. So buying now and then refinancing later lets you eliminate the possibility, or lets you eliminate the likelihood of having a lot of competition and facing multiple offers and things like that and seeing prices go up and then enjoying the lower rates. Well, you can refinance into those lower rates if it makes sense. We always say math is the path. So that's number one reason I think right now is a great time to buy in Beacon Lake. Number two has to do with just the general commercial stuff around here. We've finally got some traction. We've had Publix here for a couple of years, and we got the Wendy's, and we've got haircut and dentist, those typical places that trickle in. But we're actually seeing movement across the street on the Beach Walk side right now too. We have a couple gas stations, which have been incredible for being able to go east. There's a gas station, and going west there's a gas station now, so I can go and fill up. I've been using the 7-Eleven more than the other one, but the Daybreak's really cool too. We're going to see a lot of new shops and restaurants going in there. We have seen some things where shops or restaurants were going to be coming in and they've backed out. We've watched that in Beach Walk for a long time, but we're actually seeing things open up now. So excited for that, being able to go across the street, get an ice cream, get a burger, get a acai bowl or something like that. Right now, that's still not up. Like, people aren't seeing it, but once people start driving into these places, then it brings a lot of exposure to the neighborhoods, Beach Walk and Beacon Lake. And that's going to bring a lot of traffic to Beacon Lake next year. And so number three, which is actually kind of the number one reason, my top reason, but for right now today, I guess it's number three. The number three reason that I think now is probably one of the best times, besides like when things were first starting out, the best times to buy in Beacon Lake is right now. And that is because I would say, in my experience, about 70% of the time when people look at the neighborhoods around here and they decide against Beacon Lake, it's because the schools are so far. You've got to go across the bridge through Nocatee, over the Intercoastal Waterway, loop down around through, and it's a good 20, 25 minutes to get to the elementary and middle school. And a lot of families just didn't want to send their kindergartner on the bus that long, or they didn't want to make the drive themselves. So the good news is that's been a problem for people for the last, 3, 4 years. Well, we have the new school opening up here in Beacon Lake next year. And so all of a sudden, that objection is completely gone. And we're going to see families that were frustrated by having to drive so far to the other school or put the kindergartner on the bus for that long. All of those objections are going away. We're going to have a neighborhood with a school in it where people can walk to school. And I tell you what, I brought my kids up in elementary school, middle school over in Greenleaf Village in Nocatee, and we had Valley Ridge Academy right there. And it was so super special to see my kids at 8 in the morning, hop on their little bikes and go riding off to school. And at 3:30, they come pedaling back home. And it was just a really incredible experience. There were always cool parents along the way. I remember one time my son fell off his bike, his chain came off, and a parent came out, checked on him, got his chain back on, and got him back up and rolling. Just fosters a whole different sense of community when you've got the school right there. So I think that objection's going to be gone, and I think it's going to attract a lot of people. And so what happens? We have kind of low supply, and then we get a lot of demand. And then if rates drop and the demand comes even further, that's just going to increase the prices in Beacon Lake. So my top pick for neighborhoods right now, Beacon Lake, 100%. I know I'm biased. I've been preaching about Beacon Lake for a long, long time, but this is the sweet spot right now. So if you are interested in buying a home in Beacon Lake, or if you have a home to sell in here, I've got a bunch of buyers I'm working with that are trying to get in here, that are looking at options, and would love to be able to connect buyers and sellers together. But if you're looking to buy in Beacon Lake or this area, I would love to help you out. Check out some of my other videos, see if there's anything helpful in there, and look forward to helping you accomplish your real estate goals.